Beautiful people, welcome to the Dr. Joy Show, your prescription for total wellness, and I am your host, Dr. Joy. Today's topic is about narcissistic relationships. That's right, narcissistic relationships. My guest has survived one, and she's thriving, and she's here to talk about her story. But before we get started, you know what we do on the Dr. Joy Show. We take it down with 3 deep breaths. Are you ready? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. How do you feel? I feel great. Denise is still breathing. Welcome, Denise Dominguez, to the Dr. Joy Show. Tell me a little bit about you. Just start.
Born and raised in South Florida.
Yes.
To blue-collar family, suburban neighborhood, and grew up in an emotionally abusive home, but I didn't know that, right? Because when we're growing up, we think that's just how it is. And so at a very young age, I really was thriving, wanting to get married, wanted to have my own family.
How young are we talking about?
21.
Okay, so that's not too bad. When you said young, I thought it was going to be like 16.
16.
Yeah. Then I was going to say, wait a minute now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So 21, I was married. 23. 22. I was having my first daughter, and then 23, I had my son, my second child. So I had that family and was really, when you're a mom, you're like, this is everything.
Yeah, you're so excited.
How did I make that?
That is true.
10 fingers, 10 toes. Wow. So I, and I talk about it in the book that there was a lot of red flags even then, but I was ignoring them. So I was just really focused on raising my children and being the best mom that I could be and the best wife and, all of that. So I married young. I was a mom very young, and I really view myself as very naive back then, very gullible, and was so focused on having the whole family life, because what comes with that in my mind was happiness.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Because of what society says? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're not married by a certain age, if you don't have this many kids, depending on what culture it is, then
you're a failure.
You're a failure.
Yeah.
You haven't made it. So
right.
So was this in your head in between
Absolutely.
your 2 ears? Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So because of that, I basically married the first man that said, "I love you."
Ah.
Yeah. And my goal for, my 4 things that I wanted in a man was very shallow.
What were they?
Well, one I can't say on TV.
Okay. I get it.
Like a job.
Yes.
A job, and things like that, and pleasing to the eyes.
Right.
So very shallow for qualifications, and I got that, right? Be careful what you ask for.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
I got it. And like I said, I didn't know that I come from that emotional abuse, so I didn't know that I was being emotionally abused, which turned into the mental abuse, the financial abuse. I didn't know any of that. Thought this was normal. This is how relationships look like. And then I get into my 30s, and I'm like, I'm just not happy.
Wait. We got to dial it back.
Okay.
See, Denise, just so you guys know, she was also a guest on the Joy of Living show. That's my radio show. And you talked a little bit about how you and your first husband were close because of a business, right?
Right.
So you had a business, a very successful business, and you still didn't see the signs.
No, I didn't. I ran his business in Florida, and through trial and error did it successfully. And I was like, oh, wow, this is awesome. I can do this. This is great, which really built my confidence up in the business part, because I had never run a business before.
Right.
So, he did a service business, and I was doing the marketing, and I was doing the bookkeeping and the whole back end. And never went to school for it, never was taught any of it, just did it myself. And so that gave me a lot of confidence. So when I was on my own, that I was like, I want my own business, but I didn't want that service business. I wanted what I call the laptop life. I wanted that time and financial freedom.
Right.
Right? Like I can just be here in Jersey at
Like, yes,
right?
I ask and you come.
Exactly. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So it started at an early age. I see you have a picture here.
Yeah.
So now we're going to dial back.
Okay.
So how old are you in this picture?
I'm 4 years old.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
So what was going on? Do you remember what was happening at 4?
So the reason why I have this picture, and this is what I teach my clients, that who we are at 4 years and younger is who we really are. Right? Right.
Core beliefs are instilled. We hear what our parents and our teachers tell us, and that's gospel. Yes.
So that's 4 years and older.
Yeah.
Right. 4 years and younger. So our great masters, Jesus Christ, Buddha, and Krishna, and masters like that, all taught the same thing, that we are self-love, we are truthful, and we are forgiving. These are the 3 core healing modalities that we have, that we are born with.
Okay.
We're not taught to love ourselves. We are born this way. We are actually taught to not love ourselves. We're taught to not forgive.
Wait a minute. Really?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
You just learned something.
Yeah, see? I learn every day, which is a blessing, right? So why do you say we're not taught to...
We're born that way.
We're born that way.
We're born perfect. We're born with emotionally healthy bodies.
Okay.
This is who we are.
Okay.
God gives us that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then so that's why I have the picture of 4 years and younger, because this is just a constant reminder to me of who I really am.
So you're perfect.
Exactly. Right. But not the perfect that social media and the media.
Oh, no, we don't pay attention.
Not
That's
the
a
Barbie
whole
that, right.
different show.
Yeah,
We're not going to talk about
right.
that.
Exactly.
Right.
You're perfect. I'm perfect. Everybody. We're all perfect.
Right.
So when we get to 4 years and older, we start to take on the layers of muck, right? The crap of life. Now, whether that's through mom and dad, the messages, or whether that's through, school, whatever our outside world is, we start taking those layers on as truths.
Right.
Right.
Core beliefs.
Right. So like I grew up with, Denise, you might as well just go off and get married and have kids because that's all you're going to amount to.
Okay.
And so I believed that to be true, right? Because that was coming from somebody who was close to me. And so I did that. I got married. I consider 21 very young. I know 16 is extremely young, but I did that. I went off. I got married as soon as I could, as soon as the first guy told me he loved me. Had kids right away. So I reached the ceiling of the expectation of what I was to do in life.
And everybody looked up to you as, ooh, she's made it.
Yes.
I want to be like Denise.
Yeah, because we did. Thanks for saying that, Dr. Joy, because we did have the nice house and the nice neighborhood and the nice cars and went on vacation.
All the trappings.
Yes, and I talk about that in my book, that on the outside, we looked like...
Perfect family.
We did, yes, absolutely.
But behind the double door, behind the closed double doors, how was it? Can you share?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Chaos, drama, suicide attempts, drug use, and debt, a lot of debt, and just crying myself to sleep almost every night. So a lot of sadness, a lot of loneliness.
So when did it start, Denise? If you got married at 21, you had your first child at 22. Okay. When did the chaos and everything start?
It was always there.
Really? You just didn't see
it progressed as the
Okay.
years went on. So like I said in the beginning, there were those red flags, but they were like just sprinkling red flags, so to speak. And then as time went on, the red flags got bigger and bigger and bigger. The chaos and the drama got bigger and bigger and bigger. Until it was 2008 that my then husband had attempted to take his life with our 14-year-old daughter in the next room.
Whoa. Wait a minute. What? So how many kids do you have? How many
2.
children? 2. And the daughter was the first one?
Yeah. So she was 14 at the time, just about to turn, or she just turned 15. She was 14 or 15.
Wow.
And obviously that changed our life. That was a traumatic event that changed them, changed me, changed everything. And that morning I had told my then husband that I wanted a divorce. Now that's not what brought it on. That was just the cherry on, the top.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of things going on before that led to me saying that and him doing that, which was, like I was saying, the drug use and that.
So no therapy involved.
No.
He didn't want to go. You didn't want to go.
Well, we had little here, little there.
Right.
But it was, if you could visualize a mom dragging her defiant son, that's what it was.
Okay.
And so if I could get him there, it was reluctantly sitting there, just pouting the whole,
So now in your book, Empower the Woman Within, Stepping into Total Freedom, congratulations on the launch, by the way.
Thank you.
Love this. You tell your story?
Yes.
The whole
The
story?
whole thing.
Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to ask you now, where can you get the book?
Amazon.
Amazon. All right,
Yes.
Amazon. And then
Yes.
I'll ask you at the end again, because this is very important. Because you know what? I know there's a fact about narcissistic relationships out there, right? And it's more common than not. All right.
It is,
And
unfortunately.
what you shared was, on the outside, everything was perfect.
Yeah.
But on the inside, there was a lot of broken.
Yes.
So how did you choose, or what chose? I know you said in 2008, you said you were going to, deuces, I'm out. Is that when you left?
No.
Okay, when did you leave?
2011,
Okay,
which was the first time I left. Then I left again in 2012.
okay.
So what happened was, in 2008, like I said, I wanted the divorce. I asked for it. That happened, which obviously turned everything around. And so I stayed because my kids were like, Mom, you can't.
Right.
So then come 2011, some time had passed. Things were not, they were worse, And so I had made a plan to leave. I was in South Florida. That's where I was born and raised. And so with nothing but a futon couch and an air mattress, I finally had the courage to leave. And that's what I left South Florida with.
Talk about that. Talk about your thought pattern. Did you take your kids with you?
My daughter did come with me. My son wanted to stay. Now, at this point, they're 17 and 18. They're older, graduated from high school. And that's what, I guess all along what I was waiting for was them to get some age on them so it wouldn't be so traumatic when they're young.
Right.
So, yeah, they had graduated high school, and I had made a 5-month plan. And in that 5-month plan, I put a date, I put the amount I was going to leave with, and this was happening. Like, no matter what, this was happening.
So you had a SMART goal.
Yes.
Yes.
And it was happening no matter what. So what I did was I took steps to get to that date and that end goal. And I didn't care about material things. I just sold everything, really, Dr. Joy. Sold everything.
So what was going on with him now? Does he see you making this plan?
No.
Oh, so you were doing it,
Yes.
as a sneak tip.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got to
I
do
knew
what you
what I
got to
was
do.
dealing with.
Right. Yeah.
So I felt like that was the safest thing to do, because the last time when I told him I wanted a divorce,
Oh.
right.
Okay.
Right. So I didn't want to do that again. Although he was better, and he did know, at the end, he did know I was leaving, and he even helped put our daughter's car on the car carrier to the Penske truck.
Oh, okay.
So here I am, 5'6", blonde hair, green eyes, driving a 28-foot Penske truck from South Florida to North Carolina with a futon couch and air mattress. To start over, completely start over. So not only start over my life, but in essence, which I didn't know at the time, I was going to rebuild myself.
Why North Carolina?
Great question. Because it's only 12 hours from South Florida, and it's warm there.
Yeah, still.
I was going to come here.
Yeah.
It's too cold.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm trying to get out too. Truth be told. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I know people in North Carolina. So that made the transition a little bit easier. So it wasn't so new, so different. It was like, okay, I know my best friend of over 30 years lives in North Carolina.
Wonderful. You had support
Yeah, so
system.
that was comforting. And her kids and my kids grew up as like cousins. So that was comforting for my daughter as well. So it was just like a, like a little safety net to land on. And then continue to move forward and rebuild my life.
So now let's jump.
Okay.
What prompted you to choose the empowerment sector, a coaching profession? How did you do that?
I didn't know what I was doing.
What do you mean you didn't know?
I didn't know anything. I just knew that I, like you mentioned before, I knew that I could run a business successfully because I did it in Florida. I knew that, and I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I knew I had it in me, and there was something bigger waiting for me. But I honestly didn't know that this was what was waiting for me. So what I did was I hired a business coach, and through that journey, she showed me how to create an online audience, right? Because if you want the laptop life, you got to have an online audience.
That's right. That's right.
And so through that online audience led me to, and initially I thought, am I a divorce coach? Like, I didn't know what I was doing, So I thought, because I came out of the divorce successfully, that maybe that's what I should be talking about. Well, that led to, I didn't want divorce attached to my name. I just felt that didn't sit right.
Okay.
So so through trial and error, I like empowerment. I like uplifting. I like to transform women, to help them come out of, no matter where she's been, that she can come out of that. So I like to empower.
You like to tell the women that they have a voice and that they should open their mouth and use their voice.
Yes.
And you do that very, very well, because I follow you on social media, and you're doing a wonderful job. I just want to read this fact about narcissistic behavior is defined as a disorder in which a person has an inflated sense of self-importance. Narcissistic personality disorder is found more commonly in men. The cause is unknown, but likely involves a combination of genetic and environmental factors. Symptoms include an excessive need for admiration, disregard for others' feelings, an inability to handle any criticism, and a sense of entitlement. The disorder needs to be diagnosed by a professional, and treatment involves talk therapy. Did I get that right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
well, so how long have you been an empowerment coach?
4 years now.
And how many followers do you have? Hard to quantify?
Yeah, like social media, I'm almost on the limit. So I'm trying to like be more specific in who I add. And so there's the Twitter and the Instagram and all of that. Yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
So now let's go to the book.
Okay, let's go.
So Empower the Woman Within. Talk about that. What's your secret sauce?
My secret sauce is to work on myself every single day. Every single day.
And do you recommend that be everyone's secret sauce?
Yes.
That's the linchpin that holds everybody together, each individual person together then.
Yeah.
So whatever that is.
Exactly. Right.
So what's the core message? Is that the core message of your book?
Self-love is the core message.
How do you do that?
Because, and this is the question I always ask, because if I truly and deeply love myself, would I have attracted that type of man into my life? And if I truly and deeply love myself, would I have endured 22 years of emotional, mental, and financial abuse? Right? Yeah.
So what's over there in terms of, I see you have a triangle. What's that all about?
So what this is
we could do,
hold it?
Yeah, I can hold it. So you have adult women energy at the top of the triangle. So if you draw a triangle on a sheet of paper, you have adult woman energy at the top, and then parent mother energy on the bottom right side, and then child daughter energy on the left.
Right.
So you want to talk about each one of these points?
So what I teach my clients is how to get up into woman energy when they come to me, and same as who I was at the time.
Right.
The majority of them are in the parent mother energy, and they swing to the child. So they swing here. So sometimes they're in mother energy, sometimes they're in child
so
energy.
So where does a person, and I'm going to hold this up here, where does a person start? Do they start parent mother or child daughter?
Depends on how they were raised and what
Okay.
energies they took on growing up. So getting back to who we are as 4 years and
4 years.
older, if we're raised by our mom is our
Right.
is our greatest role model.
Mhm.
If we're raised by a mom who is a total drama queen,
Oh.
everything is over the top dramatic,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
then we're going to be a drama queen because we take on that energy.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, because
So then that
we
would
don't
be-
know that that's not how we want to be
Exactly.
until we're much older.
Right. So that would be child energy. That would be daughter energy. Right?
Okay.
That's one of them, drama queen. And if, in case you can see, the
Yeah, I can see.
narcissistic
Right.
falls under child energy.
Okay.
Right? Because remember this,
Right.
that's child energy.
So how do we get from down in the corners to the top? Because I like to be at the top.
We heal our emotional wounds.
Can you talk about that?
Yes.
How do you do that?
You get in touch with me.
I know you. Okay, well that's good. And you read the
Yeah.
book.
Yeah.
So wait a minute now. So let's talk about, because we still have some time. How long is the book? Because people don't like to read like.
Oh, then perfect. It's 100 pages.
Oh, that's what I would call a toilet bowl read. I mean, not to say that your
No,
book
that's
is
good.
but it's fast, and I'm going to make the assumption that this book you just don't read once. You read it, you pick it back
I
up,
never
you read it,
read
you pick
one
it back.
book once. Absolutely.
Okay.
I highly recommend anybody who finds a book that they're resonating with, that they're really engaged in, to read it over and over. Because just like when we watch a movie, then we watch it again.
Yeah.
We're like, I don't remember that. I don't remember that line or what, So I read books 4, 5, sometimes 20 times. Yeah. To
Really?
get it.
To really
to let it
get
sink
it.
in.
So let's talk about your clients now.
Okay.
How do you get your clients? Because I have a lot of viewers and I have a lot of listeners on the Joy of Living radio show. How would my audience get to you?
Through my website, which is my name, DeniseDominguez.com.
Okay,
And
Dominguez
then-
with a Z.
At the end, yes.
At the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then talk about your process.
So what I do is I initially get them on the phone and I talk to them because I'm dealing with the emotional part. I have to get that connection going, that relationship.
So do you do an assessment
Yep. Mhm.
over the phone? Do you ever meet your clients face to face?
I have.
Really?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Yeah, a few of them.
So now you've done the assessment, and then what's the next step?
So then I give them an offer of where I feel they would fit into. So I have 3 programs, and then I have audio programs. So I just, when I'm assessing them, see where they're at, where the best fit would be, and then I offer that to them. And then they choose if that's the right fit for them.
So you know how in today's society we want a one pill fixes all, and we want it fast. We don't want to go through the journey and any evolution, and life is not a sprint, right? It's
Right.
a journey. How long is your process?
So just what you said, just like from 4 years to however old we are,
Right.
that was a journey, and it took time to get to that. So, my longest program is 1 year,
Okay.
and then I have a 12-week, and then have a 5-week.
For a shortened one.
Yeah,
Wow.
like an intro. So basically, the 5-week is just like they could get a taste of me and how I coach. They could get a taste of if they want to be here, if they like it, and then they can go into the 12-week, which is a little more in depth, and then the 1 year is where we really dig.
Where you
To the
dig,
good
you're
stuff.
gonna pull the onion back
Yes, to
Well,
get to her.
to get to that 4-year-old.
Yes,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
To get to the perfect state.
yes.
All right. So
To
now
completely love herself, flaws and all.
that means we really can't care about what anybody else says.
Thank you. Absolutely.
One of my favorite quotes, what
Yes.
somebody thinks of me is really none of my business. You know who said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Eleanor Roosevelt. So that takes a person that wants a strong constitution. I
Right.
would say.
Yes.
And not that has one, because if you have it, then, but someone that wants that strong constitution and really does not care. So do you recommend that they be on social media then?
Well, what I tell people about social media is that if you are, everything in your outside world is a reflection of what's going on in your inside world. So if you're attracting all of that drama, then you'd have to start asking the inner questions. But what I tell people about social media is that if, like for myself, I use a lot of it for my business. So there's a little arrow on the right-hand side. You just click it and go hide post, or don't show me, I don't want to follow this person anymore, and bam, they're gone. So you're not even deleting them as a friend, which could cause more drama. Why'd you delete me, Dr. Joy? I thought I was your friend.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Heard that.
It's very simple. Go to the arrow, click, hide. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about your life now. I know it's wonderful because your king is outside, right?
Yes.
So,
it's amazing. And that's the journey that I talk about in the book, that you can come from that abuse where I didn't even know what I was enduring. You can come from what would be viewed as the bottom of the barrel and rise up into woman energy. You can create an amazing life for yourself. So yes, I'm engaged to be married to the man of my dreams.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I had to be the queen.
Of course
to
you do.
attract my king.
Of course.
Yeah.
So that means you had to do some internal work before you can open yourself up for somebody else to catch you in the right position, right?
Exactly.
So wrapping up this segment, what advice or 2 or 3 pieces of advice for that you want to share that someone that's going through a narcissistic relationship, they have, or they're going through it now, or they may have a friend, because everyone knows somebody.
Absolutely. Yeah. Be patient and kind with yourself. That is a part of loving yourself, is the patience and the kindness through the process, and reach out to somebody that you trust that is going to give you the advice that you need. So like if you were to come to me, Dr. Joy, I wouldn't just say, oh, poor you, and just sit in that poor you. I'd be like, well, what are you going to do about it? Now that you know what you know, what are you going to do about it?
Goya, get off your and do something. I didn't say the A word, but
Because if they don't, and this is not about judgment, this is about awareness. Like I was getting something from that. That's why I stayed there.
Oh.
But when I was ready, that's when the shift happened, and that's when change happened, and that's when action was taken.
All right. Where can people find you, and where can people get your book again? So find you first.
DeniseDominguez.com. That's my website, and the social media links are there also.
Really?
And I'm all over social media.
Oh, yeah, I know. And it's great. And then your book?
Amazon.
Empower the Woman Within, Stepping into Total Freedom, and it's there now. Get your copy.
Yes.
Denise, I want to thank you for being a guest on the Dr. Joy Show. Oh, my goodness. It's been a pleasure.
It's been an honor to be here with you and your audience and meet you in person, like the real Dr. Joy.
Yes, I exist for real.
You do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Until next time, be blessed, stay healthy. See ya.